Welcome to KP Compass, an advanced adaptive learning system. You will find this a unique experience as you go through the modules. Unlike other learning platforms, KP is designed to help you get the most out of your education by helping you master content with an intelligent tutoring system. We even added a little fun in the experience. Who said learning can't be fun? You probably saw the word adaptive in the title. That means each student will have a different experience. No two will be the same. Please read over the next few pages to better understand how this system is designed to work for you. Quest for more stuff to study. The first thing you will do is engage in the content. You'll find a variety of content from text like this to pictures, video, audio, links, interactives, and downloadable worksheets. The content is what you are responsible to learn, and you will eventually be tested on. Click around this page to see what you can do. This box contains a link to another website. Links take you to related content. Click on it if you dare. Personalize practice questions. Personalize, you say? At the bottom of each page, you might see some practice questions. This will give you a chance to jog your memory and answer a few questions about what you just read. It's personalized because you may get questions on one page and someone else might not. The system picks practice questions based on how it's feeling that day for you. Carefully answer those questions because it counts towards your mastery. Don't worry if your neighbor got questions and you didn't. Concept-driven mastery. The page title is important. It's what we call a concept. The content of the page is designed to provide you with all the information you need to master the concept. Because it's a concept we want you to master, the page can be anywhere from a few paragraphs to multiple sections. Study it all. We don't put any fluff in our content, so any piece of information is fair game. Mobile ready. If you are viewing this on a traditional laptop, that's great, but the site is designed to also work with your smartphone. You can learn on the go at any time, anywhere, on any device. It will even work on your PS4 or Xbox One. Any device with a modern web browser will allow you to log into this site and access the content. Give it a try on your smartphone if you haven't already. Experiences may vary based on your browser. We recommend Chrome, but if you have to use Internet Explorer or Firefox, make sure you are up to date with the latest version. IE is very buggy. Do not try to log in with an Atari 2600 or Nintendo. It may cause the console to burn up. CYK, a self-help tool. At the bottom of every module is a button called to check your knowledge, CYK. If you click on it, you are taken to a multiple choice, true, false, and short answer quiz. Go and answer these questions to the end. Unlike other tests or quizzes, this is a tool designed to help you. A percentage grade will never be reported to the teacher because all it does is report back to you on how well you understand these pages in the module. Your personal digital tutor. Much like a real tutor, this digital tutor is there to help you. When you click on CYN, you are in fact engaging with an artificial intelligence system that will be giving you questions based on a number of factors. Questions are selected and personalized to you. How you interact with the system determines how the tutor will quiz you. After the tutor is done, it will give you its impression on what you should do next. Stoplight. Red, yellow, green. Much like driving, the colors tell you key information about what you should do next after taking a CYN. Next to each page will be an assessment of your overall knowledge mastery of that concept. Red equals stop. Take some time on the page and study it again. It is our feeling that you should really put a lot of time and effort in reviewing this content again. You have proven that you do not know this content well at all or guessed at the answers that were given to you about this concept. Yellow, proceed with caution. You demonstrated that you have some knowledge about this concept, but not well enough to convince us to give you a pass. We recommend reviewing the content again. Green, go. Great job. You demonstrated you know this concept. You study well and proved yourself. We don't feel you need to revisit this information again, and will remove it from your learning queue. Take a CYN again? We want you to master the concept, so one test is not enough. We like to think of it as learning from our mistakes. You were just told which concepts to go back to, which helps you maximize your time on what to study next. You don't get this much personal attention unless you are working with a real human being, but we will accept this as a close second to that. The second quiz will only be over the pages you haven't mastered and will also be different questions. So make sure you are prepared when you click on CYN again. At this point, we are measuring growth of knowledge, and if you grow on a red page, it will turn yellow, and yellow to green. You will start seeing your learning queue shrink as you master more pages. You may CYN as many times as you need. Some have done it 10 times to master the module, with an average being 4. A self-help tool. Like any tutor, it's there to help you. What if you want to cheat the tutor? Imagine if you went to your teacher and asked to be quizzed, and the teacher asks you questions, and you just look up the answers. The teacher is not testing you on your ability to understand the content, but only your ability to search. The teacher will tell you, great, you know your stuff. Now let's go and take the exam and see what you really know. You walk into the exam room without search and start sweating because you really don't know the answers to the questions and only cheated. So if you want to cheat the tutor, you can, but why would you want to cheat something that is there to help you? Where's the logic in that? Ultimately, you are in control of your own education. Guessing is really bad. Really, really bad. During CYN, there are questions that are thrown in that are considered easy. If you miss any easy questions, you will stay red no matter what you do because the tutor will be thinking you are guessing. Don't guess. It works against you to master the concept. Confidence is key. After you have mastered the module, you will see a lot of green on your results page, with maybe a few yellow. This is the tutor telling you that you have done well on that module. You should feel confident after this analysis that you will do well on the exam that will count toward your grade. Good work!
Practice questions don't count towards your grades. They are only there for you to review and will give you a color as feedback. You may see colors on your screen, but your teacher won't see anything in your grade. In Book 2, after you have taken an CYK, check your knowledge.
Now that you have an understanding of how this classroom works, let's spend a little time talking about how we determine mastery, which basically means your knowledge of a concept is excellent. This learning system uses a complex algorithm to make predictions about how well you know the concepts that you're working with. Every time you answer a question in a knowledge check, it works something like this. Well, it's actually a little more complicated than that. Let's say you're shooting free throws. You missed 3 in a row. But then you make 1. Is that mastery? Are you now excellent at making free throws? How much confidence do you and your coach have that you will make the next shot? Think of it like a sports analyst. Here's an overhead view of the basketball court. The X's represent where you take each shot. Close to the rim, you're pretty good. However, those shots are fairly easy. We can't tell if you're a great player yet. Now, if you back up a little farther, the shots get more difficult, and we learn more about how skilled you are. Then let's mix in some shots from here and way back here. Only a pro can make a shot from here. Now we can see how consistent you are at shooting from a variety of distances. Just like on the basketball court, the learning system combines a mix of challenges. Some questions are easier, and some are harder. The combined number of questions answered correctly, along with the difficulty of the questions, determines a color ranking for each page. Gray means there were no questions on that page. Black, no questions were answered correctly. Red, novice, could use some improvement. Yellow, apprentice. Good job. Green, scholar. You could teach this concept. One question answered correctly will not automatically give you a green. Just like making one basketball shot doesn't make you a pro athlete. And the feedback colors are not a grade. They are simply meant to help you track your progress. Your goal should be to show improvement and try to move up the color scale. This is all practice for the checkpoint test. But take the practice seriously. Don't be like Larry Longshot.
I don't need to practice. I'm much better in a game situation. I don't care what color I have. I'm gonna rule in a game. Remember that half-court shot I made 4 years ago? I'm awesome.
Who would you rather have on your team in a game situation? The player who practices and makes progress, or Larry Longshot? Remember, the mastery system is set up to give you feedback about your performance on a range of questions. The more you practice, the better prepared you'll be for the checkpoint test.
Keep in mind, the questions you answer in CYK will appear in your final exam.
Tutor take its own history into account, but also yours as well. Is this the first time you're doing a CYK module? Is this the fourth? How much time did you spend on the pages? Did you click on anything on the page? Did you actually watch the video? Did you fall asleep? Are you on your phone doing this? Many factors are calculated into the decision-making process and then used to create the CYN quiz to then determine mastery. Smarter over time. As more people engage with the KP Digital Tutor, the smarter it will become. Eventually, it will know what pages you will most likely need to learn to get the best out of your education, but that's many years to come. Cyberdyne will happen. Check your knowledge. CYK is a sophisticated mastery system designed to assess your knowledge in each concept page of content in a module. It uses artificial intelligence, item response theory, and abundant assessment algorithms to personalize each quiz. If you want to know a little more about it, read on. Question selection. questions are not random, but selected based on historical records of each interaction with every student in the history of that page.
Please review.
Each question has an IRT
Page.
value with a probability rating that will influence if the question will be given to you at that time. Just think of it as a tutor who remembers every question and every answer given, and when you approach the tutor for a CYN, it decides what to give you right then based on its experience. You affect the selection. Not only does the tutor take its own history into account, but also yours as well. Is this the first time you are doing a CYK module? Is this the fourth? How much time did you spend on the pages? Did you click on anything on the page? Did you actually watch the video? Did you fall asleep? Are you on your phone doing this? Many factors are calculated into the decision-making process and then used to create the CYN quiz to then determine mastery. Smarter over time. As more people engage with the KP Digital Tutor, the smarter it will become. Eventually, it will know what pages you will most likely need to learn to get the best out of your education, but that's many years to come. Cyberdyne will happen. Fun in education. Why can't learning be a little more fun? Yes, you're reading content and you'd rather be playing video games. Education must happen, and we added a little more to the learning experience to liven up what would normally be a drab experience, such as reading a textbook. Gamification is not about turning learning into a game, but using simple things to make learning more interesting than just read, test, and repeat. In this site, you will find a few ways we accomplish this. Chromie, the robot that travels the world. After each time you take a Check Your Knowledge, CYK, self-assessment, you are given a picture of a robot in some part of the world. There are two parts to this picture. First, your Chromie level. As you take more CYK, you will accumulate experience points, which will then level up the robot with better parts. The more tests you take, the faster it will level. Second, the location of the picture is determined on how well you do on that test. If you do poorly, Chromie will be located in some undesirable location in that city. If you do well, it will be at a destination. It directly corresponds to your stoplight colors, red, yellow, green, for that test. In the awards section, if you click on the picture, you will be taken to the place in the world where the picture was taken. Really cool to see where it originated. Red to yellow to green. Pages having colors next to them is also gamification. As you take a CYK, these colors will change, and the more green you see, the better you are at the module. Since you are only tested on red and yellow pages, your stack of study content will shrink over time. This is what we call measurable growth and progress through a level.
Moving on. Scholar.
What are checkpoint tests? Test is a 4-letter word. Depending on which class you are taking, you may run into a button that looks like this. The button is in blue. This is a checkpoint test, which means a one-time only exam. Don't click on it until you are ready to take the test. Your teacher has the special ability to turn it on or off at any time, so follow their directions on when you should take the test. What if? Make sure your device is plugged in, charged up, and has a solid internet connection before you take the test. If you close your browser, computer comes unplugged, Windows 10 suddenly starts installing without permission, zombies attack the school, or aliens invade and wipe out the internet, you will get a 0 for that test. Random is the name of the game. When you take a checkpoint test, questions are randomized for each student. You probably know why, but did you know multiple choice answers are randomized as well? Think about that. Confidence is key. The best time to take it is when you feel the most confident. If you see a lot of green for the module you are being tested on, you should do very well on the checkpoint test. Now you have a better understanding of Check Your Knowledge, CYK, and what the colors mean. Go ahead and click on that button in the module, or click on the next page to be instantly taken to a quiz. Let's see how much you learned in this introduction module. Good luck!
By clicking on the next page arrow at the top while on the last page, you will be immediately taken to a CYK, or you can go back to the module and click on CYK at a later date. Moving on, Scholar. Maybe review? Like we told you 100 times.